Hello friends, welcome back to another session with me, Sanyukta Saxena, Certified Zentangle Teacher. In today's session, like our all previous sessions, we will be learning another Zentangle original pattern released by Zentangle headquarters. We shall learn how to draw the pattern basics and also draw a tile using that pattern and few more tangles to go along, right? So let us get started. Today's tangle is called Ixorus. So Ixorus is basically not a new tangle but an extension of one of the tangles that we have already learned, that is crescent moon. So crescent moon arranged in a certain fashion gives the tangle Ixorus. So basically an extension, or you can call a tangulation of the pattern crescent moon. So let's first learn how to draw the pattern Ixorus, right? So Ixorus is like crescent moon growing in a stem, on a stem or in a round, in a fashion, just as we draw the pattern droop or fracas. That is the basic grid that we use. So I'm drawing here this cross and probably two more lines. You can draw any number of lines, right? And then I'm going to add an aura to one side of this line, the same side, like this. Right? And then I am going to add these crescent moon humps, but like this. Right? So it is the fashion in which I am adding these humps that gives the pattern its character. These humps are the same as in that of crescent moon, and I will be simply inking it and auraing it just as we do in crescent moon. It's just the fashion in which we are drawing which makes it different from the original crescent moon, but it is anyhow a tangulation and an extension of the pattern, right? So basically one hump and then down, again hump and down, hump and down. So keep rotating and add those humps in the same fashion. And then the next step, as we do for crescent moon, is to ink these humps, right? So I'm going to be inking these humps like this, all of them, right? So again that drama factor is there because you are inking bold portions, right? So keep inking all of them. So once you ink all the sections, the next step is again same as crescent moon. We will be adding aura to all, and we will be doing that simultaneously for each section, right? So let me just show you. So this is the basic setting of Ixorus. So you can see how beautiful crescent moon is looking in this setting. Now we'll pick up one section and start adding aura simultaneously, right? So you can always extend these lines if you wish, and then second aura, and then second aura, and then third aura, third aura, fourth aura, fourth aura, fifth aura. So just go on till you are satisfied that you don't want to extend it more, right? You can also create a section like this and aura it like this if you want to close it there, right? Something like this, or you can add some other pattern there. I will be showing you some tiles to give you an idea how you can play around with this pattern. So what I am doing is, again I picked up the second section and now I am adding aura simultaneously to both sides, to both the moons basically, right? Just as we do for crescent moon. So you need to do it simultaneously so that they look uniform like this, right? Again rotate your tile, add aura, right? Again it's okay if the certain sections are small, some are big, looks nice anyways. That's the beauty of Zentangle. You don't have to be perfect. right? So 5 auras, and then you can go on extending like this depending on what is your cornering tangle, right? So this one also you can extend like this, right? And then again rotate your tile, again add auras, right? So now what you can do is, if you don't want to extend aura too much, then add 4 or 5 and then add some other pattern, something like this. If you had a look on my teaser, this is what I did. I extended my aura knot with my Exorus and then added tipples in few of the sections, right? So options are many. Another way to play around is to play around with this aura. That is, instead of adding thin auras, you can add a few thick auras and then add something inside the aura, right? So another way, there's so many ways. You can also add moon pie to the crescent moon. So instead of drawing plain crescent moon, you can always draw the pattern moon pie, right? So you can deck up your crescent moon. What I am saying is, just add some orbs or tangles to your crescent moon and it will have a different look, right? And then add a few auras. You can also add 2-3 lines of different patterns, right? So what you can also do is add something at the ends, play around with the stems. So add some big stays, right? Add some poke roots. So there are a whole lot of ways to play around. There is no end to it, right? You can also do a lot of other things. Let me show you few tiles and you will get a better picture. But before that, let me first show you just the way we shade our crescent moon. We will be shading this also. So at these points, the intersections, the beginnings, the ends, these are the places where we will add graphite, right? Intersections here, the ends, so you will be able to see the effect. Just like we shade our crescent moon, leave the center, and then on the sides we darken it so that the center gets highlighted. The same way we will be shading our Exorus also, right? So you can see already the moons are popping up. One more thing that you can do is play with this inside of the moons. So if you have a jelly roll handy, then you can always use your jelly roll and add some dots inside the moon or anything else, a flower or something else, right? For example, what I'm talking about is something like this, right? So lot of ways. Let me show you a few tiles and you will get a better picture. So these are the tiles I've already posted on my Insta. So this is one tile. So this has Exorus, but instead of the humps, it is more of a triangle, and then same process of auraing, just to give a different look to the Exorus, right? So the round crescent moons have been replaced by the humps. Again, this is another tile, a freely flowing Exorus, basically growing on hollis, and then a few more tangles to go around with a gem, right? So again, this is one more tile that I posted already. So this is again Ixorus with some embellishment with bunzo and fescue. So you can see how beautiful. You can note I have used different patterns inside and not extended the aura till the end. And these are Muka sprouts, right? Again, this is one more I recently posted, I think yesterday only. So you can see how you can play with the inside of the Ixorus, and I have extended the stems and included the tangled doodles. And this is a set of 6 tiles that I posted already. So these are triangle tiles, and this is how you put them together to form an ensemble, right? So you can draw it in this way also. Basically, in each of these tiles a different version of Ixorus has been used. That's why I thought that I will show you, because this is something I made much earlier. But you can see how every Ixorus is different, with printums, with some caviars, with stir it up and some embellishment in the aura. And then you can see here again a different version. I have played with the auras and the inside. And this is Chainlia changing with Ixorus and some fescues. This is Diva dance with Ixorus, right? So these are all variations of Ixorus, and then center has been drawn in such a fashion that when they put them together, they look like an ensemble, right? So I think now you got a picture of how the tangle is. So in all these, basically we have not played much with the auras of Ixorus. So today let us draw a simple tile and try and play more with the auras of the Ixorus, right? So what I'm going to do is, you can always start with a border if you wish. So let me give a slight border. Free hand, don't trouble yourself trying to draw a straight border, it's okay, right? And then I'm going to start right away. So pick up my PN, you can use O1 also, and start from one side, extend to the other. Right, so I have drawn the basic grid, and then I am going to be adding an aura as I showed you to one side. So this is a regular 3.5 inch square tile. I am not using a bigger tile. So just one thing to note here, I am not adding double lines. I am adding one aura to each of the section on the one side, right? So slight difference. So I could have drawn double lines each time and then cross them, but that's not the way we do it generally. And then again starting with the humps, right? So let's start right away. So if there is space for third one, you can always add one. So I am going to first add these humps. You can also try with triangles and squares and try other shapes and see how the oraing gives a different look to the pattern. As I showed to you, if you replace it by the pattern rain or replace these humps by triangles, you get a totally different Ixorus, right? So experiment and explore, be innovative. But first learn the basic tangle, right? So now instead of totally inking it, let me just add a few orbs here and there and just ink the rest, right? So just a little change. Instead of inking the whole thing, I'm just going to add a few complete orbs and a few portions and then ink the rest, so my moons look a little different, right? Like this. Again So take your time. I'll show you one or two. I'm not doing anything except adding some orbs, partial and complete, inside my moon, and then inking the rest of the section like this, right? So let me show you one more. Like this, right? So let me do this exercise. So I have finished with my moons. So done the same exercise for all, and you can see how it is looking like. So now I am going to go to the next step, add some thick auras. First one will be a finer one, just to separate my moons from the next auras, because I intend to add thick auras and add some patterns inside the aura, right? So I'm going to add one round of auras which are pretty close to my moons. One to all, like this. So take your time, go slow. Add a close aura to all your moons. Keep rotating your tile, as I keep saying in all my sessions. Don't move your hand much, move the tile. Right, so we are done with that. Now let us start with our auraing. So I'm going to add a thick aura like this, and then another round of aura like this, right? So not too many. Again 1, 2, 3, again 1, 2 and 3, right? So basically the auras are also getting woven. Again second, like this, right? So don't think much, just as we add auras simultaneously all, I am doing the same thing, right? So again, if I start from here, this much here, right? And there is no place for the third one. Again here, another one, right? Again start here, one small here, another one, and one more like this. Again one thick aura like this, another one here, another aura like this, right? So just go on like this, add a thick aura depending on whatever space you have, right? So I have done that exercise. Now let us start adding some patterns. So let us start with a simple pattern Duda. So I'm going to be adding this pattern to all, right? So just add whatever pattern comes easily to you. No hard and fast rules, right? So I will do this exercise for the first aura in all, right? Continue with the aura. Right, like this. Again here. So done with Duda, and next pattern we can insert here is probably echoism. You can also draw the pattern Eek. So we have already learned these border tangles in our previous sessions. Just in case you have not referred to my previous videos, please do. So this is the pattern echoism, and I'm drawing it in the second layer of my crescent moon. Very simple, a series of consecutive S shapes, the cursive S, right? So I will continue adding this. So you can either join these from top and bottom, or you can keep them separate, anyways is fine, right? Adding the pattern echoism in the second aura. I'm doing this exercise only on one side of the moons. If you can see, I have left the other side empty. I don't want to crowd it too much. So small little portions of the third section, if you can see, then you can add the pattern onomato here, right? Just in case it is visible at few places. So I think this moon we left out for echoism. Yeah, so small little spaces if left here and there, then you can add the pattern onomato. Right, I don't see too many places here, so yeah, I think now we will move on with shading our tile. I don't want to add any more patterns, so let us shade the empty spaces first. So the ones where I have not added any pattern will actually give my moon a coffered look, right? So it is another way to enhance the look of your tangle, that is coffering. Right, so it will look like we see coffered ceilings or something like that. So just make sure that you don't cover the center, right? So you can see I have added the patterns only on one side of the moons. I have not completely covered all the moons with patterns, so that I can also show this aspect of shading your moons or the auras. Shading this way gives it a coffered look, right? And empty spaces always look nice in between crowding, right? So this is one more way. If you don't want to add too many auras or add thicker auras, you can also shade it in this fashion, right? So small little spaces, for example, this space I think is supposed to be having onomato, so just squeeze it in. If you find such places, that's okay. Right, so again this section, so take your time, don't blend too much. Pull the graphite towards the center, but ensure that you leave that gap. Right? Yeah, so done with shading that portion. Now we move on with our tangles. So Duda on both sides. So spaces are small, take your time. Don't put too much of graphite. Put a thin line so that you don't want the entire section to go gray. Right? Now blend it with a very soft hand. So Ixorus is a pattern again open to so many tangulations. You have spaces, you don't need to aura till the end. You can always add different tangles in between. Right? So just explore, play around. I already showed you a few. I've posted these styles on my Insta handle already, sayukta.saxena, and will also be posting them on my Facebook page by the name Sayukta Zentangle. Just in case you're not following it still, please do so. The videos are always available on my YouTube. So done with shading my Duda, and then comes Eek, again the same fashion, the beginning and the end. I'm sorry, not Eek-Echoism, I'm confusing this name today. This is Echoism. You are echoing the S shape. So every time you start drawing a tile, can't really plan it, because it always turns out to be something else from what you planned. So don't try to plan, just start with your go-to tangle and then dwell on it. Right? So that's the best way to go about drawing a tile. If you have something in mind, start with that and then just see where it goes. The result is always nice. As I told you, all patterns look very beautiful, especially when they are put together. As you practice more, you will slowly start to understand which patterns look better with each other and what makes a great composition, right? So basically that comes with practice, and once you have 20-25 tangles on your fingertips, right? Yeah. So I think I am done with shading. Now what I am going to do is pick up my chalk pencil and add a highlight like this, right? So go slow and add a highlight where you have not added graphite with your chalk pencil, so that it looks like a shimmer. Oh, I think I was pressing it too hard, but you have to right. So I don't think the tile requires anything else, but if you want, you can embellish these small blank portions, the blank auras also. You can add dots, you can add anything else, but I'm going to be closing my tile here. I don't feel like adding anything else. So put in your chalk. Sign and date it, right? And I will meet you again with another Zentangle original. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye. Stay safe.